Hey everyone, I'm Taz and we are Experiment Nation. I just wanted to quickly add that the LiftMap team and myself are super stoked to be a sponsor of this awesome event, and we're excited to share some insights that we have alongside a diverse group of other talented experimenters. Hope you enjoy. We're all here today because we believe in the power of experimentation. We believe that following the scientific method is the best way possible to drive growth for business. And because of that, we dedicate ourselves to the craft of running perfect and wonderful experiments. And so we come to conferences like this and we debate the hottest and most important test issues. For example, what is the ideal significance level? Should I use Bayesian or should I use frequentist stats? How many variations is too many variations? And are we even allowed to run concurrent experiments? What's interesting about all of these questions is that they have something in common. Now, what they have in common is order. Each of these questions can be solved with logic, and they can be calculated. However, some are more difficult to answer than others, but each of these questions have answers, and they can be found. Now, obviously, these are all important questions. That's why so many speakers have covered them. But I'm going to argue that these are not the most important questions to be talking about. The truth is that an experimenter, as much as we really want to solve all of our problems through calculations and logic, that's not really how things go in business. Businesses are chaotic. Bosses are demanding. Coworkers have agendas. Priorities are not static. Teams are growing and shrinking. You get the idea. And so today, I wanted to talk about some of the most critical challenges that nobody talks about. Chances are you're experiencing some of these in your business. Firstly, challenges around process. Using a Frankenstein mix of different systems to manage information. You're probably familiar with having to stitch together Jira, spreadsheets, and every other generic project management tool available to you. Inconsistent documentation for test plans, if you even document those. And lastly, spending hours and hours making presentations and doing other menial tasks. Challenges around communication. Having to manage 1 million stakeholders. There aren't many roles where you have to communicate with engineers, designers, executives, etc. Having a disconnect between leadership and experimentation practitioners. And having a visible roadmap to stakeholders so they get off your back about status updates. Lastly, challenges around reporting. Having no record of customer insights or learnings, so you don't test the same thing over and over again. Difficulty proving the success of your testing program, and no ability to see trends and patterns across the test results so you can inform new experiments. Another challenge with experimentation is that oftentimes your work is invisible. What managers assume is that experimentation is simple. First you build the A/B test, and then you run the A/B test. But in reality, you know that's not the case. There's more that goes into great experimentation, like research, prioritization, analysis, presenting, crying, maybe not the last one, but there often is a little respect for and empathy for how much work goes into a great test. Now, does this sound familiar to you? If it does, ouch. Unlike the previous list of questions though, these ones do not have simple answers and they won't be solved by applying more logic to them. But before you rethink your career choice, just know that there is a solution out there for you, and it's called LiftMap. I'll jump into the application now to show you how we solve these challenges that often fly under the radar. LiftMap provides an overview of everything to do with your testing program all in one place. While I'm going to show you how to do these things in LiftMap, you can always apply the same principle to your existing project management tool of your choice. One of our greatest features is our dashboard. The dashboard allows you to automatically calculate your velocity, win and loss rates, overall impact, and even the ROI of your entire practice. This helps you prove the value of your work to executives, and some of our customers even use it to fight for internal budget to expand their teams. I'm sure you can see why this is helpful. Every experiment goes through a similar process. It starts as an idea and then gets refined into an experiment concept, later getting designed and developed, and eventually goes live. LiftMap allows team members to score and rank ideas using an objective prioritization framework, helping you democratize your backlog. Also, LiftMap makes it easy to intake forms through a public idea submission form. Many of our customers post this form in their internal wiki, so people from all over the organization can submit ideas into one central system. At any point, you can easily convert these ideas into an experiment ticket. On a production view, you can see everything that your team is working on related to testing. Whether the test is in strategy, design, development, QA, live, or analysis, you and your team can keep a pulse on all of your tests. Here, you can help manage the workload of team members, look for collision, and even flip to the calendar view to automatically map your experiments to a Gantt chart. If you're tired of answering questions about project status updates, then one great feature of LiftMap is that you can automate a weekly status update email notifying all interested stakeholders the status of their experiments. One benefit of having a central system is that you can quickly and easily query all of your past tests to find what you're looking for. Chances are you won't remember what happened in that test you ran 2 years ago. So rather than spend hours in dusty Google Drive folders to find a results presentation, you can easily query experiments, helping you avoid running the same test over and over again. With one central system, you can reduce key person risk by moving central knowledge from testing out of an individual's head. This is helpful if anyone on your testing team ever leaves, or if you need to bring a new team member up to speed. For example, let's say you're looking for a test, but you couldn't remember what it was called. What you can remember is that it was a mobile test that tested copy and was a winner. You can use LiftMap's filtering system to help reconnect you with your long-lost experiment. Now that's a whole lot faster than sifting through your Google Drive. Now you've probably searched for this experiment with a reason in mind. Maybe a new team member or your boss was asking to see it. So instead of spending hours creating a presentation for them, you can create a case study at the click of a button, helping you minimize the time spent on menial tasks. Now, the greatest feature of all is that we have all the data in one place. We can start to look at patterns across multiple experiments. So rather than analyzing what happened for a single test, we can look at what happened across tens or even hundreds of experiments so that we can become better optimizers. To illustrate the power of this feature, let's look at this dummy data. In this case, we can take a look at all of the different changes that we categorize our experiments by. In this case, we can see that we run lots of layout tests, but they only have a win rate of 13%. Conversely, we haven't run many image tests, but when they do, they're way more successful. This type of data can show us what types of changes resonate the most with our customers, so we can invest more effort in those places. Pretty cool, hey? We can also run this type of query for all sorts of other patterns, even what page type we have the most success with, or whether larger or smaller effort experiments have better results. Even what type of evidence led to the highest win rate. But sometimes win rates aren't the most important thing. You might want to look at where the most impact from tests is coming from. So you can flip this dropdown to average revenue, and you can see that nearly $4 million is from call to action and headline tests. With all of this data at your fingertips, you can slice it whatever way you want. The filters in this completed experiment section are also available on the dashboard, helping you easily report on any segment of your tests. Thanks for watching this demo of LiftMap. Tool aside, I hope you take away some action items to help you overcome some of the challenges I mentioned earlier and bring order to the chaos of the office. As a thanks for watching, we're offering an exclusive 10% off discount of first-year licensing to all Experiment Nation conference attendees. So just head to liftmap.com and submit the demo request form if you're interested in learning more. Looking forward to connecting.